Good afternoon. Protests and boycott calls erupted across the country over the weekend over arms sales to Israel. Demonstrators in cities including Barcelona, Valencia, Cartagena and Madrid demanded that the government stop all arms trade with Israel. People took to the streets following a call from the Solidarity Network against the occupation of Palestine and another pro-Palestinian group demanding a halt to the transfer of weapons that fuel the genocide against Palestine and a ban on the sale of military equipment to Israel. During the demonstration in Madrid, the crowd gathered in front of the US Embassy building and marched with Palestinian flags to the Defense Ministry building. Despite statements by Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, the Foreign Minister Jose Manuel Alvarez and the Defense Minister Margarita Robles that no ships carrying arms to Israel are allowed to stop at Spanish ports, it's been claimed that the arms are allowed to pass through the ports of Valencia, Barcelona and Algeciras. Catalan separatist party JXCat will never be anyone's political hostage, so its leader, Carles Puigdemont, warned Pedro Sanchez. Puigdemont issued his warning on Saturday, demanding the Prime Minister fulfil all the agreements reached to have enough parliamentary support to remain in power. Puigdemont, who remains in self-exile near Brussels, warned we have never been, nor have we ever wanted to be anyone's hostage. Puigdemont warned that both he and his party were prepared to bear political and personal costs if the coalition government were to fall. The former Catalan leader's new threats come on top of his demand that Sanchez face a vote of no confidence in Parliament, which the Prime Minister has already ruled out. In an attempt to diffuse tensions, members of Sanchez's PSOE will meet again with the representatives of JXCat in Switzerland this week. Armed police smashed down doors to arrest a gang of alleged violent robbers who included a convicted killer kicked out of the UK after serving a 17-year prison sentence for murder. Officers with battering rams held the 42-year-old Albanian and two other suspects during raids on 3 properties in Mallorca. The trio are accused of carrying out a string of burglaries at homes on the island. A safe was taken during one of the raids and 50 watches, jewellery, mobile phones and other items were recovered during the operation. Well-placed sources identified the Albanian as Robert Linad. A UK media report named him as the man charged with the murder of a partygoer back in 2004 and described at the time as an unemployed 21-year-old from Stratford in East London. And the government has launched a probe into companies that manage short-term apartment rentals to tourists for alleged misleading practices. The move comes amid a growing backlash against over-tourism and booming short-term holiday rentals, which many locals blame for soaring rents and the shortage of affordable housing. The investigation targets companies that manage hundreds of tourist homes across the country that could be engaging in misleading practices or other consumer law violations, so the Consumer Rights Ministry said in a statement. These companies have been accused of pretending to be private individuals when listing properties on online sites such as Airbnb and Booking.com to attract potential customers. That's the latest from TRE. I'm Bob James.